ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Yes, continuation to the last class. What is the clinical inference of ECG of the various persons means? So definitely first if instead of normal P wave, if P wave is recorded as the tall, then that represent the enlargement of the atria. Already we have discussed in the last class. Instead of normal P wave, if enlarged P wave is gets recorded in the ECG of the person, that represent the enlargement of atria. Next, instead of normal QRS complex, abnormal morphology of QRS complex, if it is recorded, that represent bundle branch blocking. Next, instead of normal duration of the PR interval, if PR interval is gets prolonged, then that represent there is the defect in conduction of the impulse from SCA node to AV node. By that way heartbeat rate is decreases. That is said to be as the bradycardia. Instead of that, PR interval, if it is becomes shortened, instead of 0.2 seconds, if PR interval is completed, PR interval is completed within 0.1 second, then heartbeat rate is increases. That condition is said to be as the tachycardia. So all these 4 points we are discussed in the last class. Continuation is that if QT interval is prolonged. Normally, what is the duration of the QT interval? That is the 0.4 seconds is the QT interval. This is the QT interval. So QT interval is about 0.4 second. Instead of that, if the QT interval is completed within 0.6 seconds instead of 0.4, that indicate if QT interval is prolonged, that represents myocardial infraction and hypothyroidism. So if the QT interval is gets prolonged, means what? Within 0.4 seconds, this ventricular contraction have to be completed and ventricular relaxation also have to be completed. So means onset of Q wave to the end of T wave. Onset of Q wave to end of the T wave means within 0.4 seconds ventricular systole and ventricular diastole have to be completed. Instead of that, if it can be prolonged, definitely that represent myocardial infraction. That is nothing but death of the myocardial cell and hypothyroidism. Thyroxine hormone, if it is decreases in lower amount, thyroxine hormone secretion is decreases, then we can say that is the hypothyroidism. Otherwise, if QT interval, is shortened or shortening, QT interval if it is shortening, that represent hypercalcemia. Instead of 0.4 second, if this kind of the QT interval is completed within 0.2 seconds, then we can say that is the shortening. That QT interval, if it is shortened or reduced, definitely that represents the hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia means calcium levels in the heart muscle, if they are increases, the calcium levels in the heart muscles, if they are more, if they increases than the normal, then that is said to be as the hypercalcemia. Next, this is the S, this is the T, this is the ST segment. If ST segment is elevated. Elevation means becoming longer. If this ST segment gets becoming longer instead of normal length, then that represent myocardial infraction. Means heart muscle is leads to death. If this kind of the heart muscle cell leads to death due to the lack of the air or due to the reduced blood supply, then we can say that is the myocardial infarction. So definitely elevated ST segment means length between these two waves, if it is increases, that is said to be as the elevated ST segment. That elevated ST segment represent the myocardial infarction. Myocardial infarction nothing but death of the cardiac muscle cell due to the reduced blood flow, due to the decreased blood supply, is said to be as the myocardial infarction. Next, finally, in the case of ECG, just assume this is the P wave, this is the QRS complex, this is the P, this is QRS, this is the T wave. So definitely T wave is lightly positive wave. T wave is a light positive wave. Instead of this, if this T wave is recorded If this T wave is recorded as tall positive wave, instead of this slight positive wave, if the T wave is recorded as the tall positive wave, this is the tall. If T wave is recorded as tall positive wave like this, that represent hyperkalemia but not calcemia. Hypercalcemia is different from the hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia means increased potassium level in the heart muscle. Hypercalcemia means increased calcium level. But in this particular case, this represents the hyperkalemia, that is nothing but increased potassium level in the heart wall. So instead of normal positive T wave, if in the person's ECG, T wave is recorded as the tall positive wave, that represent hyperkalemia, that is nothing but increased potassium level in the heart wall. Finally, instead of positive tall T wave, if in the person's ECG, if that T wave is recorded as the flat, T wave is recorded as the flat, or if the T wave is recorded as inverted wave, if that T wave is recorded as the inverted wave. So either this kind of the T wave of the person's ECG is recorded as the flat, or if it is recorded as inverted, that represent if T wave is recorded as flat or inverted negative wave, definitely that represent hypokalemia. That means potassium levels may be low in heart wall of the person. If in the case of the heart wall of the person potassium levels are excess, T wave is recorded as the abnormal tall positive wave. Otherwise, if this T wave is recorded as the flat or inverted instead, that represent the hypokalemia. Means in person's heart wall potassium levels may be low. In that way, the various conditions of the ECG of a person may be represent various heart related problems. This is the ECG of the person. Next topic which is given in our NCERT syllabus in circulatory system but not in Telugu Academy, that is the blood groups, that is the multiple alleles. So multiple allele, as per our Telugu Academy textbook, this topic is given in genetics. But as per our NCERT concept, this multiple allele such as the blood group topic is given in circulatory system. So definitely multiple allele topic is given in genetics topic in Telugu Academy textbook, but as per our NCERT concept, this was given in circulatory system. Then what is the multiple allele? Before going to the multiple allele, at first you have to know what is alleles. What are the allele? Means each and every gene. For example, A is the gene. This A gene has two alternative forms. One is the dominant form. One is the dominant form. Second one is the recessive form. That is the capital A, small a. So definitely each and every gene in the nature, not only A gene, whatever the gene may be, each and every gene must have the two alternative forms. One is the dominant form, second one is the recessive form. This alternative forms of a gene, two alternative forms of a gene are collectively called as the alleles. So two alternative forms of a gene are collectively called as the allele. Similarly, B is the gene. This is also with the two alternative forms. One is the capital B, second one is the small b. These two are the alternative forms of this gene. This is the dominant form, this is the recessive form. They are collectively called as the allele. Similarly, D gene, definitely here also capital D, small d. This is the dominant form, this is the recessive form. So in that way, in the nature, each and every gene must be with only two alternative forms, only two alleles. Means for A gene, these two are alleles. For the B gene, these two are alleles. For the D gene, these two are alleles. Means what I am saying here, that in the nature, most of the genes are with the two alleles only. But when we observe the I gene, this I gene is with more than two alleles. IA, IB, IO. So definitely this is the I gene. If this I gene instead of two alleles, it has the three alleles. If any gene has more than two alleles, that kind of the alleles are said to be as the multiple alleles. Definitely in the case of the nature, most of the genes are with only two alleles. Definitely A gene is with two allele, B gene is with two allele, T gene is with the 2 allele. But abnormally, if any gene has more than 2 alleles, then that kind of the more than 2 alleles are said to be as the multiple alleles. Definitely these three alleles are multiple alleles. But these are the alleles only. These are the alleles. If only 2 alleles are present, that is the allele. Instead of that, more than 2 alleles if they are present to a given gene, then such alleles are said to be as the multiple alleles. Appearance of such multiple alleles in the animals. Appearance of such multiple alleles in the animals is said to be as the multiple allelism. That is said to be as the multiple allelism. Appearance of such alleles in the given animals is said to be as the multiple allelism. Then here very important question. If the 2 alleles are appears to a given gene, then where these 2 alleles are occurs, where the 2 alleles are occurs of a given gene in the case of the animal means, these alleles are occurs on homologous pair of chromosomes on same locus. What is the meaning of the homologous pair of the chromosomes? Means, for example, in our body, definitely 23 pairs of chromosomes are present. 23 pairs of the chromosomes are present. Of that, when we observe the first pair, this is the first pair. Of that, this is the first chromosome, this is first A, this is first B. This is the first pair. Definitely in our body 23 pairs of the chromosomes are present. Of that, if we can observe the first pair of the chromosome, of that, this chromosome, if it is inherited from the father, then it is said to be as the paternal chromosome. This is the paternal chromosome. If it is inherited from the mother, that is said to be as the maternal chromosome. Definitely, of the 23 pairs of chromosomes, means totally 46. 23 pairs, nothing but 46. Of this 46 chromosomes in each and every diploid cell, 23 chromosomes must be from the father. They are the paternal chromosome. 23 chromosomes must be from the mother. They are the maternal chromosomes. Definitely, in 23 pairs, in each and every pair, one chromosome must be belongs to father, one chromosome must be belongs to mother. So this chromosome may be inherited from the father into our body. This chromosome must be inherited from the mother into our body. So in that way, in each and every pair, one paternal, one maternal chromosome is present. Such paternal maternal chromosome pair is said to be as the homologous pair of chromosome. homologous pair of the chromosome nothing but one pair of the chromosomes in which one paternal, one maternal chromosomes are present, then we can say that is the homologous pair of the chromosome. Definitely, for example, if we consider the A gene, this A gene dominant form is capital A, recessive form is small a. So definitely here, if capital A is present exactly on same location on another chromosome, small a is present. So what is the meaning of the locus? The position of a allele on chromosome. The position of a allele on chromosome is said to be as the locus. So definitely this alleles of a gene, two alleles of a gene must be occurs on the homologous pair of the chromosomes on the same locus. Same locus means in this particular area both alleles are not occurs. Same locus means same sites, same length of the maternal and paternal chromosome, equal sites. If here capital A is present, exactly on this particular equal length of this chromosome, on this equal length, on this particular equal point, on maternal chromosome small a is present. So definitely these are the same locus. So this pair of alleles are occurs on the same locus of homologous pair of the chromosome. Definitely each and every gene to alleles, each and every gene to alleles must be occurs on homologous pair of the chromosomes on the same locus. For example, in our body, this is the first pair of the chromosome. This is the paternal chromosome, this is the maternal chromosome. If A-related alleles arrangement, if we can observe, if dominant allele is occurs on the paternal chromosome on this particular site, exactly on same location on the maternal chromosome small a is located. This kind of the arrangement is said to be as the same locus, same locus. So if to the given allele or if to given gene, if to a given gene two alleles are present, A is the gene, if it is with the capital A small a allele, two alleles are present, then how many number of the genotypes are possible to occur in their offsprings? If in the case of a person, if in the case of a family, this A gene related alleles are occurs, if A gene has the two allele, by the different combinations of these two allele, how many number of the genotypes are possible to form? Means, for example, just assume he is the father, she is the mother. So if on the first A, definitely just assume this is the first A chromosome, this is the first B chromosome, this is the first A chromosome of mother, this is the first B chromosome of mother. In that way, in this particular case, if dominant A is present here, dominant A is present here, recessive A is present here. Similarly, here dominant A is present here, recessive A is present here. Then A related one sperm cell is gets formed. Next, if this small a is inserted into the another sperm cell, definitely small a related another sperm cell is formed. Similarly, from the mother during the production of the ova, if this chromosome is inserted into the one ovum during the formation of the ova, then capital A related ova is gets formed. If this small a inserted into the another ovum, then it leads to the formation of the another ovum which is with the small a. So definitely during the fertilization, if this small a sperm cell is fused with the small a ovum, then into the zygote what type of the genes are gets inserted? Capital A, alleles are inserted into the zygote. Otherwise, if this capital A sperm cell is fused with the small a ovum, then capital A small a alleles are inserted. Otherwise, if this capital A ovum is fused with the small a sperm cell, then capital A small a alleles are inserted into the zygote. Otherwise, if this small a is gets fused with the small a ovum, small a sperm cell if it is fused with the small a ovum, then small a alleles are inserted into the zygote. Then by basing this, so what is this condition? Capital A, homozygous dominant genotype. This is said to be as the homozygous dominant genotype. This is the capital A, nothing but homozygous dominant genotype. Then what is this? Heterozygous. This is heterozygous dominant genotype. This is heterozygous dominant genotype. Then what is this? Homozygous recessive genotype. This is the homozygous recessive genotype. This is the homozygous recessive genotype. So overallly, if A gene has two alleles, how many kinds of the genotypes are possible to form in their children's? Means one is homozygous dominant, second heterozygous dominant genotype, third homozygous recessive. So if a gene has two alleles in both parents, if the A gene has the two alleles in both parents, then how many number of genotypes are possible to form in their children? Means only 3. One is homozygous dominant genotype, second heterozygous dominant genotype, third one is the homozygous recessive genotype. So to calculate this, in this way it is the lengthy procedure. So that only to simply calculate number of genotypes which are possible to form whenever they given the allele number, there is the principle. So this is the lengthy procedure to calculate how many number of the genotypes are possible to form in their offspring if a gene has the 2 allele. This is the lengthy procedure. So to simply calculate the number of possible genotypes which may be formed in their offsprings whenever they given the allele number, there is the simple expression, that is the simple formula, that is nothing but number of possible genotypes equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. The simple principle is that n into n plus 1 by 2, where what is the n? N equal to number of alleles. Number of the alleles. N equal to number of allele. For example, what is the number of the alleles to the A gene? What are the number of the alleles to A gene? They are 2. For example, to the A gene, totally how many number of the alleles are present means 2. So if we can substitute that number in this principle, whether possible genotypes are 3 or not, we can easily check it. Definitely in this case n equal to 2. So definitely 2 into 2 plus 1 by 2. So that equal to 6 by 2. That equal to 3. Means if the A gene has 2 allele, then finally how many number of the genotypes are possible to form in their offsprings? 3. One is homozygous dominant genotype, heterozygous dominant genotype, homozygous recessive genotype. In that way, to easily calculate number of possible genotypes which may be formed in their offsprings by giving number of allele, what is the principle which is a lot useful to us means n into n plus 1 by 2. So to easily calculate the number of possible genotypes in the offsprings whenever they may be given the number of allele, the simple expression which is useful to us is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. Similarly, if the I gene has 3 alleles, if the I gene has 3 alleles, IA, IB, IO. So by this, totally how many number of the genotypes are possible to form in offsprings means definitely I gene multiple alleles are 3. Total number of the alleles are 3. So if we can substitute that in this principle, definitely number of the possible genotypes may be gets easily calculated. So number of possible genotypes which may be formed with this 3 multiple allele, nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2, where n equal to 3. 3 into 3 plus 1 by 2. That equal 12 by 2, that equal to 6. Definitely with these 3 multiple allele in offsprings, How many number of the genotypes are possible to observe? To form means they are 6. 6 genotypes are possible to appear. Definitely one important point. What are the 3 multiple alleles? What are the 6 number of possible genotypes which may be appears in the case of the offsprings? With these 3 multiple alleles, IA, IB, IO. So definitely, for example, one more important point here. Out of 3 alleles may not be occurs in each and every person. You should remember, very important point. These 3 alleles may not be occurs in the single person. Of them, any 2 alleles are occurs in the homologous pair of the chromosome. Out of 3 may not be occurs. For example, in A blood grouped person, if the A blood grouped person is married with the B blood grouped person, in the A blood grouped person, on first A, if IA is present, on first B, IO may be present. Means in this particular person, IB is not present. In the first A chromosome, this is the first A chromosome, this is the first B chromosome. On first A IA, on first B IO or IA may be present. Means out of 3 may not be occurs in the single person. Out of 3 alleles may not be occurs in the single person. Of them, any 2 are occurs in the single person but not 3. Similarly, in the B blood grouped person, on first A, if IB is present, on the first B, IO may be present. Means in this kind of the person, only 2 alleles are present of I gene. Of I gene, means I gene has the 3 alleles, but 3 alleles may not be occurs in a single person. Out of 3 alleles may not be appears in the single person. Of this 3, any 2 are occurs in the single person. Means in the A blood grouped person only IA, IO are appear. IA, IO are appeared, IB is not appear. In the B blood grouped person only IB, IO is appears, but not IA. Like that way, this multiple alleles, these are said to be as the multiple allele. IA, IB, IO, alleles which are belongs to I gene are said to be as the multiple alleles. Definitely this multiple alleles may not be appears in the single person. Out of 3 alleles are not appears in the single person. They are appears between the 2 persons or the among the persons. Definitely here IA is there, IO is there, he is the one person. Here IB, IO is there, he is the another person. Overall here 3 alleles are appears, IA, IO, IB. So in that way, multiple alleles are not appears in the single person. Multiple alleles are appears among the population. Multiple alleles are appears among the population, but not in the single person. Out of 3 alleles are not appears in the single person. Of this 3, any 2 alleles are appears in the single person. But when we observe 2 persons or 3 persons or 4 persons, definitely among these 4 persons, these 3 alleles must be appear which are belongs to same gene, that is the I gene. So that only here what I am saying here that multiple alleles are not appears in the single person, multiple alleles are appears among the population. So with this three multiple allele, how many number of the genotypes are possible to appear in the offspring? Means 6 genotypes are possible to appear in the offspring. Next, better example for